It was a glorious morning on the island of Sodor. All the engines were working hard, puffing to and fro the incline made their axles ache, but that didn't stop them from being really useful engines. One morning, Rusty was bringing in a train of stone to the quarry. The little diesel was exhausted and looking forward to rest in the shed. He suddenly stopped when he reached the crossing. There, he saw Elizabeth. "Hey, Elizabeth," he called cheekily. "Turn that frown upside down." Elizabeth snorted. "Turns out I've got company, you know." Rusty was confused until he saw a large steam shovel chuffing by the crossing. "I must be careful, he chanted. But then his bucket swayed toward Rusty. "Watch out!" cried Rusty. "Whoops, sorry." Then he turned around. "I didn't even see you from there. You're about as small as an orange package." Before Rusty could retort, another machine zoomed by. This was Jack. "What happened here?" He bounced. "Oh, Ned, are you alright?" "Oh, I'm okay," assured Ned. "I almost squashed, Rusty, is it?" Rusty smiled. "Of course, my name is Rusty." Jack smiled. "I'm Jack, the front loader." "And I'm Ned, the steam shovel," answered Ned. "I should have said that sooner before I almost squashed you." "So what brings you two here?" questioned Rusty. "The new quarry is bound for repairs at your incline railway," answered Jack. "Miss Jenny has sent us to help with the rescue operation." Rusty then smirked. "You'll surely give Elizabeth a run for her money." Jack and Ned winked and went on their way. When the machines arrived at the quarry, they were shocked to see the quarry in such bad condition. Freight cars were scattered and stone laid everywhere. Oliver smirked. "Not to worry, everyone," he called. "We'll have this place sorted before my bucket can even wear down." Jack hooted happily. He was excited to get to work. Soon the repair operation was in full swing. Oliver and Ned worked their wheels, while Jack worked both his wheels and his bucket. They carefully cut through the edges and scooped the rubble into their buckets. Then, when full, the machines would take the stone and loaded it onto the waiting freight cars. Scarlowe and Rheneas were very impressed. "Those machines," chuffed Scarlowe, "are much faster than the cars whenever they climb down the incline." "They can certainly show Duncan what's what," smiled Rheneas, but then they jumped when seeing Max roar by the tracks. Rheneas and Scarlowe were very shaken until another dump truck raced past. "Look at how fun this place is," exclaimed one dump truck. "I could do this all day," growled another. And they zoomed off, nearly running into Elizabeth. "Watch out, hooligans!" she exclaimed. "Whoever those dump trucks were," gasped Rheneas, "they are certainly reckless." The slate cars agreed. "And certainly dangerous." "Oh, don't worry about them," soothed Alfie. "Those two are Max and Monty. They're more reckless than the troublesome trucks will ever be. But the best thing to do is take no notice of them and focus on your work. And more work means more fun." And he scooted away happily. Both Scarlowe and Rheneas smiled. The next day, the machines tried to focus on their work. But it soon became clear that Max and Monty were intending not to make things easier at all. They whizzed around the machines at top speed and nearly caused an accident with the engines. The engines didn't like this. "You all don't know what fun means. All work and no play makes you very boring." Duncan finally lost patience and realized the two had to be put in their place somehow. After he was unloaded, Duncan was preparing to take the train to Strawberry Grove. Max and Monty blasted in rudely. "All work," grunted Max. No fun, dieseled Monty. That's enough, scolded Jack. But Duncan interrupted. Oh, I was just wondering, he said, if you want to have fun, you should try racing me to the level crossing. But, he paused, it's very dangerous. No one likes to have fun over there. We are, dieseled Max. Wheels down, up for the challenge. You'll be headed for the water tower before we even get there. See you then, smirked Duncan as he puffed away with his train. Soon, Max and Monty were being loaded, but they were in a hurry. Pick up the pace, scowled Max, and watch your bumble bucket. Ned was offended, but Alfie spoke up. At least we're working hard and being careful, he chipped in. I'd watch your backs, added Rusty. The crossing there isn't safe at all. Why don't you push your wheels onto your siding, snapped Monty, and leave the real work to fast machines. And they were off. I can only hope they'll be safe, murmured Alfie. Of course, Max and Monty weren't being safe. We'll show those party foul puffers what fun really is, dieseled Monty to Max. And, smirked Max, all work and no play, I tell you. Later, Duncan was approaching the level crossing. Those two haven't seen it coming, he chuckled. Then, suddenly, he saw Max and Monty round the corner. They were going too fast to even stop. Duncan suddenly realized that if they didn't stop soon, there could be a terrible accident. He blew his whistle as loudly as he could. Max and Monty heard this and saw Duncan up ahead. Max tried to stop, but Monty didn't see him and crashed right into him. It was too late to stop. Luckily, no one had been hurt. Duncan was very surprised. His driver looked back. It's a good thing they hit the last car, he sighed. I'll say, gasped Duncan. It wasn't long until Elizabeth and the pack had come to the rescue. Sir Topham Hatt was very annoyed. He pointed sharply to Duncan. I demand to know how this happened, he grunted and turned his attention to both Max and Monty, who quivered. We just wanted to have fun, sir, whimpered Max. Yeah, added Monty. I was just going along with it. Please, sir, Duncan admitted. It wasn't really their fault. I was just so tired of them mucking about. I just wanted to show them a thing or two, that we engines work harder than they ever know. Turns out it backfired, didn't it? It certainly did, Duncan. I understand how troublesome Miss Jenny's pack can be sometimes. But that doesn't mean you have a right to take advantage of that. Is that understood? Yes, sir, sighed Duncan, and he sadly puffed back home. When he got back to the sheds, Jack and Alfie were there with Skarloey and Rheneas. Sorry that you got in trouble today, said Skarloey. Huh, huffed Duncan. This isn't the first time, though. But you stood up to Max and Monty, added Jack. And you showed them a thing or two, bubbled Alfie, even if it was unintentional. In fact, added Skarloey, you might be the first engine to give them a taste of their own medicine. And Duncan's spirits were risen again.